Good afternoon and welcome to our Lunch and Learn, our weekly Lunch and Learns. This is your Power Hour. Today, our special guest is Miss Destiny Oliphant from Trophy Beauty. Hi, Miss Destiny.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome, awesome. It's a beautiful, wonderful Tuesday on today.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this conversation. Destiny is one of my most favorite people in the world. And I just think that she has so much to offer
Thank
small
you.
businesses, and I'm ready to get into this conversation. So tell us, who is Destiny Oliphant, and tell us about Trophy Beauty and the services you offer, and we'll get into the scaling of your business in a minute.
Yes, well, thank you so much for even thinking of me to have me invite me to talk about scaling your business. So, my name is Destiny Oliphant, and I am the CEO of Trophy Beauty Spa. I just newly opened this location in Carmichael. That's where I am today. And it's a luxury spa offering services from permanent makeup to skincare. We have sauna, red light therapy, a lot of services for anti aging. And I also own a commercial property in Elk Grove that houses 7 mainstream businesses in the Elk Grove area. It's in a like medical kind of plaza, and I've had that for a little over 2 years now. And I'm also a master permanent makeup artist. I primarily focus on eyebrows. I did the lovely Selena's eyebrows, and I do lip blushing. And when I say permanent makeup, that means you go to sleep, you wake up, and your brows are still there. No need to fill them in. And it's also really great for people that have suffered from some type of hair loss, like alopecia or cancer or something like that. And then I am a master trainer as well. So I have a training academy and I teach people how to do this service so they're able to create a business and build a legacy for themselves.
That is a lot. So let's unpack all of that. So not only are you providing a wonderful service, and my eyebrows, they need to be waxed, but you can't tell because she makes me
No.
look like I woke up. You done
Yeah.
made me look like I woke up like this every day. So thank you for that. But so you're into teaching. So
Yes.
how did you get into that and why?
Well, when I started and I was posting a lot on social media, I would have people reach out to me or DM me asking me if I was teaching classes. And at that point, it wasn't something that was on my radar. But as the inquiries started to build, I was like, well, maybe this is something I should look into because there is a market for it. And there's people that want to learn how to do this service with the level of excellence that I put into it. So I took some time aside and I developed a training program and I have it in book form. There's also a book online on Amazon called Microblading Secrets that I created to go along with the curriculum. And it's also an online version. And then I started teaching it in the in person way.
And you're an author. Oh my gosh. Um, excuse me. So let's talk about scaling your business.
Mhm.
What strategies have you found effective for scaling? Well, let's talk about what is scaling. What does it mean to scale your business?
Well, I feel like it means to simultaneously run multiple businesses at once, but going towards an upward trajectory with all of them. Sometimes it feels like I am in a room and there are 4 TVs blasting like the loudest volume possible, and I have to figure out which TV to focus on and put all of my energy and efforts into them. But yeah, so that's pretty much what scaling means to me. So growth.
Growth. Okay. What strategies have you found most effective for scaling your business?
So, determining what my objectives are for each one of those businesses, and then what I want the key results to be like. So, the what I want out of each one of my businesses, and then how I'm going to get there, and then the action steps that it takes in order to accomplish each one of those key results. So, for example, with my spa business, the main objectives are to create a 5-star customer experience. So from that, the key results or the things that I need to focus on is getting new clients, returning clients, focusing on customer satisfaction, and building the overall revenue. So the reason why those four things are very important is because they're measurable. So anything that you want to focus on in your business in order to grow it, you have to be able to measure it. So for customer satisfaction, we're measuring that based on follow-up calls. We're calling people, see how they like their services, or text messages, emails, reviews online. Since we've been open at this location in November, we have over 60 5-star reviews on Google, and just checking in with our customers to find out how we're doing. The other thing is new clients. That's easy to measure. We're able to look at our booking system to see how many new customers we're getting versus how many returning customers we're getting. So then I'm able to figure out, okay, if someone didn't return, why is that? What can we do to get them back in, or figure out new strategies to make them returning clients? And then overall, just building the revenue. There's multiple aspects of building the revenue for a spa business. But those are the main things that we focus on.
So when you talk about building revenue, how does like how did you figure out what works for you?
Well, I would like to see with all of my businesses a minimum of a 20% like take home from the business. So that means that it needs to be 20% over what I'm paying for payroll, inventory, and overhead cost. So on top of that, it should be a minimum of 20%. So for example, with the building that I have in Elk Grove, that one has about a 35% growth, but and I've talked to a few real estate people and they said that that's like phenomenal, and that's on top of the insurance that I pay and the property tax.
Okay, wow. Um, can you share any challenges that you faced while scaling your business and
Yes. So
how you overcame them?
so I would say the biggest challenge is this recent business of just scaling with the spa. I feel like I kind of underestimated the time that it takes to scale, because not only am I working in the spa, taking clients at the new location. I'm the office manager and I'm also the owner, but I'm also working at my first location in Elk Grove. So I don't think I took that into account of like how I was going to manage my time of being at both locations and also managing and like working in an owner capacity. So I think in hindsight, looking back, I just should have like managed my time a little bit better. But now I've created like a much better system to know that I'm going to be in Elk Grove 2 days a week. I'll be here 2 to 3 days a week. And then I have like 2 days admin or slash personal time. So, yes.
How long did it take you to figure that out?
So so we opened in November. It took me, I just created this new calendar in the month of March. So I knew it, I felt it, but I just couldn't figure out like what I needed to change and how I needed to change it. So I'm still tweaking it, because when you're growing and scaling a business, like there is a lot of training and development that goes in. If something isn't working, then I immediately have to like go in and create new systems and strategies to make sure that like all we're running on all cylinders. Like I personally feel like everyone should be working at about 120%. And sometimes people think that that's not realistic, but I just need to feel like people are giving 120% effort into the business. And I try to create a really supportive culture here. So people feel that my leadership is just not like telling them what to do, but I actually am doing what I'm like encouraging them to do.
I love that. I love
Yes.
that. Um, have you had to adjust your team structure or hire new talent to support scaling efforts?
Yes. So right now I have a staff of 7 individuals, and it went from me just being on my own and taking on clients for permanent makeup to now an array of services that we offer here at the Trophy Beauty Spa. So there's three main technicians that perform the services, and there are three spa coordinators who run the day-to-day functions of the spa. And then there's one head esthetician trainer that helps me with just making sure that these services are being implemented correctly and they're checking in for just quality control and sales.
Wow. So you have a whole team. It's not just you on your own. It takes it's a well-oiled machine, sounds like.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely growing every single month. So I'm excited and thankful about the everyday.
Wow. What advice would you give to other entrepreneurs that are looking to scale their business?
Mm, I just feel like I maybe to just be ready to sacrifice because it's like a lot of time that is involved. So now I've had to completely like rearrange my sleep schedule. I used to kind of work a little bit differently, but now I'm getting up a lot earlier and I front load the beginning part of my day to take care of like my most challenging task anywhere in between like 5:30 and 7:30 a.m. So before I actually get in, because my phone starts like text messages and phone calls start coming in at like 7:30, and I started to realize like it kind of made me anxious for the 7:30 hour to come because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to answer questions and like emails and things. But if I can get like a whole bunch of stuff done by 7:30, then when the text messages and calls come, I'm like, oh, no problem, I've already figured that out. I mean, that's not every day, but I try to give it that energy.
Wow, I love that. So tell me, what does a typical day look like for you?
Mm. So a typical day is waking up before 5. I do my coffee, I work out, I do my devotional meditation, then I also do mindset, then I do my um like hygiene stuff, and then I start with whatever I need to work on for the day. So I plan either that morning, or if I was like really ambitious the night before, I make a plan for all of the action things that I need to do in that morning time. And then normally if I'm working in Elk Grove or Carmichael, I'll arrive a little bit before 10, and I'll either A, start taking clients, or B, just create like whatever action plan that I need to give to the staff here at the Carmichael location. And then I pretty much start winding down work around 5 or 6. And then I've been trying to be like in bed by 9:30, like 9:30. Because if I go to bed like after 10 o'clock, it is so hard to get up before 5. So yeah, that's pretty much my day. And it's filled with a lot of different things
Yeah.
because mind you, each of these different businesses that I run, they involve like a lot of care and attention. With the property management, I just recently had 7 open spaces. No, I'm sorry, 3 open spaces that I had to fill. There's 7 in total. So the goal was I wanted all of them to be leased out by March the 1st, and I've leased out 2 of the 3. And I just sent out my final contract today. So I'm hoping that that's signed, and then I'll be back at 100% capacity.
Wow. Wait a minute. All of your businesses. I just know about the eyebrows and the getting them the powder brows and the
Yes.
wax. So tell me about. Well, actually, I want to bring my colleague Tack on.
Yeah.
Uh, hey, Tack. Hi.
Hi.
Long time no see. I was talking to Destiny about all of the businesses. She's going to tell us about all the businesses that she owns. Um,
Okay.
yeah, because I didn't know about the property management. That's
Well, the building that you came to get your eyebrows done, so I own that location. So the room that you got your eyebrows done, I leased that one out. So now I'm like a daily renter, so I don't have a space anymore because the building is too full. Um, So I turned that into my property management business because now it's like overseeing each one of those tenants and making sure that everything is like done and maintenance and things like that.
Wow.
Okay,
Okay.
that actually makes a lot of sense. That's a good problem to have.
It is. It really is. Yes. That's why I'm here a little bit more because this space is like it's so big and perfect. And when I'm in Elk Grove, my space is just a little bit smaller, which is still really pretty, but it's just smaller.
It's intimate.
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna say that now.
Quaint.
Yes. I have a very precious space in Elk Grove.
Yeah,
Mhm.
intimate. Yes.
People like.
Um, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know nothing. I was just saying people like that, like the intimate setting. So yes, that's a good way to phrase it.
Yeah, I know I do. Um, Tech, were you gonna ask a question? Did I cut you off?
No, not yet. I'm just very excited about just your demonstration and how like one avenue of entrepreneurship can definitely lead to another. But
Yes.
you just have to kind of stick with the thing
Yeah.
first so that you can allow for it to evolve. And so you've
Yeah.
demonstrated very clearly how there's this great evolution between the success of one business and the ability to build capacity. And so I'm very
Yeah.
excited about that.
Yes. And that's definitely how it happened. It was like an evolution. Like I started as a permanent makeup artist and then I was renting out spaces at the first location. And then from there, I purchased the property. So then that's where the property management came. And then I got very intrigued in the whole real estate aspect of things. So then I was like, okay, well, maybe I can do another location and then build a team of very ambitious, gifted beauty experts like myself to create this trophy beauty spa. And then now I'm very intrigued by like business systems and how everything works because this business is quite different than my first business. It's had me in like this rabbit hole of researching how I can be the best possible leader. So now I want to like create an app so it is like a resource for businesses maybe that are like in the startup phase that don't know exactly where to start or how to start and like the systems that they need in place and resources that they need and it would all be in one app and it helps them to understand like the numbers and like when we use these different apps for our businesses, it just prints out stuff. But if you're not knowledgeable and understanding what those numbers mean and
Mhm.
how to like make them make sense, then they're just numbers. So that is going to be the goal of the app. And hopefully it's like developed in the next few years.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool goal. I think everyone's kind of racing towards the same finish line with making sure that the businesses within their reach at this point have this great understanding about not just how to sell a product or render a service, but those logistics. That's the
Yeah.
big thing right there. The financial reports, that's a big thing right there. I can't emphasize financial reports enough because that's what the institutions look for, when you want to go and expand yourself. Um,
Yeah.
I do have a question for you now based on that. So you have a trophy beauties, you know, when you got started initially, did you think that you were going to be scaling to the point of purchasing property? Was that like your initial goal when you went into this? Or was that something that just kind of came about because you realized like there was more capacity that you could take up in this?
Mm, I want to say yes. Yes. I just all the pieces weren't there. Like when I
Okay.
first business, I was reading this book. It's called the 10X Rule. It's by Grant Cardone, and he's one of my favorite like sales and real estate gurus. And when I was listening to the book, I remember I had just started out and I was probably charging like, I don't know, maybe $250 for each set of brows. So it was very entry level. And in this book, he was talking about like making these 20, 30, $50 million purchases and deals. And while I was listening at first, I was like, it just seems like at first it seemed very unrealistic. And the more
Yes.
I listened to the book and the more I started to put in work and I started to see my business grow and I started to see how people would lean into me for like motivation and encouragement, I was like, okay, I think this can be possible. So then that's what led me to to start looking into purchasing a place. Because once I broke it down, I was like, well, it's really quite simple. You just have to make enough money, or show that you can potentially make enough money to,
Yeah.
and then you just have to have more cash to buy other things. And yeah, so I mean, it's really easy to buy property.
I like how you broke that down very simple because I think in most cases, whether it's buying a home or acquiring commercial property, it feels intimidating and out of reach to a lot of people. And
Mhm.
oftentimes that's just not the case, especially with the term of the loans, right?
Yes.
So when you go, I just have to demonstrate that I can make the money to
Mhm.
pay it. That's all in the forecasting of your business. And so you
Right.
saw that ahead of time, which I think is also fantastic. So I like that you started with the concept of your business and then it evolved very quickly into wait, I can do these other things here. Um,
Yes.
and that's also how you build the ecosystem for us
Mhm.
and really start to build wealth within the community. So a business like yours is my favorite kind of business, if I'm being honest. And our goal is always to have businesses scale so that they can take on more just like that, so that the community benefits from it. So it's
And
multi-tiered.
I love that you said that, like so the community benefits from it.
Mhm.
So actually coming up this next month, I want to do, well, I will be doing a mastermind with all of the tenants that I have at the Elk Grove location. I'm pretty sure that they'll all be participating in it, but we're going to come together each month, the very first month, finding out like what are our pain points within our businesses. And
Mhm.
each month I'll be bringing in an expert in their field so they can help us create strategies on how to overcome those pain points so we can just get better as a whole. Because at the end of the day, I would be remiss if I thought that these people that are renting spaces from me now plan to be there forever. So if I
Right.
can be someone that can help in their long-term goal to have eventually a place like mine, or have a larger salon suites, or have a staff of their own, then I will feel even more fulfilled than I do now.
I tell you
Absolutely.
what, Miss Destiny. So here at BSBA, we do that kind of work, and so we would love to partner with you if you're open
I
to it.
love that. Yes.
Yeah, because I don't see us as competition. I see us as two organizations, well, really three, because Tech has her own business as well, but organizations, that are out here doing the work and have a lot
Yeah.
to offer. And if we come together, we can impact more people. So uh,
Mhm.
I'm just telling you now, I love what you're
Okay.
saying. I love what you're doing. And publicly, we would love to partner
Yeah.
with you. And
You'll be on the calendar for sure.
yeah,
Okay, absolutely. So I guess I'll be there too by default.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
not that I'm not excited about that. I love a good infrastructure conversation.
Good.
But I do appreciate that, you said you don't want to assume that they would like to be there forever. And then I want to double down on that. Like, I never want to assume that even our employees should be with us forever. Like as I'm in business, I would like to see them grow and go ahead and do some systemic and, community impact in that same token. Will it look exactly the same? Probably not. But to Selena's point, we're enhancers to one another. And so no one exists in like a monolithic state, right? You needed people to fulfill certain capacities so you
Yeah.
can be where you are. They're going to
Yeah.
need people to be in certain capacities to fulfill their next steps in life. So I do appreciate that. Any business that holds the door open for the next business, again, that's the
Mhm.
type of business that I can definitely ride with.
Yes. And that's the goal. That is definitely the goal. There was someone that was working with me for the past 6 years, and she just recently left and went on to move to New York. And when she first told me she was going to be moving, I was like, oh. But then I was just so like happy for her, just to like see her growth and see when we first connected and she was working at the space. She was working two jobs, and then one of those jobs left. And then I want to say maybe for the past 4 years, being a independent business owner has been her primary source of income. So to just know that I had a small part in that, and just watching her flourish and go on to New York to fulfill, the second part of her journey, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Well, I think that we've definitely enjoyed having you here.
Yeah.
I like anybody who comes and can just motivate businesses through their experience, and your experience in scaling your business is, very unique to you, but very obtainable for others. And I think that's the biggest takeaway, is that it is completely attainable for other businesses to get to the capacity that
Yeah.
you're in, and beyond it. So I think that I'm very just appreciative of your existence, especially in the Black space, the business space, the space as a woman entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's just completely multifaceted. If we count our odds and the way that they're stacked, you just knocked them all down and kept on going. But I love that you're a fantastic motivator and supporter for, collective experience. So thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining. And I'm happy that I got to catch you. I was actually really excited about
Good.
being able to catch you today.
Thank you.
You're wrapping up. We got 5 minutes left.
Do we? Did we
I
start?
have a question to you,
I
Tiffany.
think I was tardy to the party, but were we tardy to the?
We were, a
Oh, we
little,
were tardy. Okay.
we were a little tardy, just a little
Mhm.
bit, just a little bit. Destiny, did you have any last words that you wanted to say to our entrepreneurs who are watching this, that you know are in the startup space? They're in the startup phase. They're thinking about doing it, but they don't really know exactly how to get started. Where should they start?
I think the first starting point would be figuring out what your talents and your gifts and your real skills are, and honing in on that, and working on, like, just being the best possible version of yourself that you can be. So I think that that's really important. So me, like, doing, I think, my morning rituals of being grounded in prayer and God being first in my life, I know that that's helped to open so many doors. Because yeah, you honestly, you have to have a lot of faith in order, because if I was going based on maybe my bookkeeper or my accountant's recommendations on making a few financial rules. Some people look at things, from one perspective, but when you're looking at things from a faith perspective, there's immeasurable resources that start to appear. And I've literally seen it time and time again when things look like they're impossible. And it was just like, I'm on the phone and I'm like, "Are you sure? Can you check again? Double, triple check." And she's like, I literally just had a phone call like that yesterday, and I was in shock. So believing that you can do it, honing in on your skills, being consistent, um, and then working on like public speaking skills. I'm always out and about, passing out flyers, promoting myself, promoting the other people that work in my space. I think that that is very helpful. And I feel like those are the main things. And then just creating a plan. I mean, the business plan is going to be key. You want to have a general idea of what it is that you want to do, and then look at other people that have already been doing it but that are super successful in it. And you want to mirror your strategies like theirs, but still be yourself. Um, and then, yeah, I think that's the main advice that I would give people that are looking to start a business.
Okay, and those who are in business that are looking to scale, what are
Yes.
your final? We got a minute and 30 seconds.
I feel like always learning, always growing, feeding your mind so you're able to feed and grow your team, because you cannot do it yourself. I want a really big team so we can get to the next level, because the vision that I have, I feel like before this I was like dreaming or thinking small, but the vision that I have now, I would say, is like enormous. So I want to be able to pour into them so we're able to get to the next level. One of the really good books that I recently read was Measure What Matters, and it focuses on OKRs, which are objectives and key results. It was dynamic, and it really helped change the way I think about systems and operations. And then also, if you're interested in learning how to be a master permanent makeup artist like myself, I have a training coming up March 24th through the 27th. I typically hold them bi-monthly. And again, our new location is in Carmichael, called Trophy Beauty Spa, offering permanent makeup, skincare services, red light therapy, microcurrent. There's a sauna here, all kind of things to just give you an amazing spa day and leaving you feeling refreshed, relaxed, hydrated, youthful skin, just cutting down your morning routine. We do it all here.
I feel like I need to go.
If someone wants to contact you, what's the best way to contact you?
My email is info@trophybeautypro.com. And my work line is 916-333-7191.
916
Mm-hmm.
33
333-7191. Yep.
All right, guys, there's the information. Please, please patronize
Yes.
Trophy Beauty Spa. I'm gonna
Yes.
make a spa day
Yes.
in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and get my
Mhm.
spa day because I know you do amazing work, and I can't wait to experience all that the spa has to offer.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today. Go ahead and close us out. You did that really good.
I
Say
already did
exactly
that.
what you said. No, girl, say
There's
exactly
no
what you
repeats
said.
here. There's no repeats here. You got this.
Oh, come on.
Y'all are so funny.
Come on, come on.
Thank you for joining us today for our Lunch and Learn with Miss Destiny from Trophy Beauty Spa. And we hope to see you at our next Lunch and Learn.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for whoever watched to take time out of your day.
Yes.